Good morning, everybody. This is week 13, Monday night's edition of Daily Math with Miss Aguilar. So let's get started. My goal is to always try to make these around 10 minutes long, not any longer. And remember, I go pretty fast because I got to hit my mark, but you can always pause, you can always rewind. So don't let that stop you from your learning. Okay, so what we're doing this week this night is simplifying expressions. So always remember to put your groovy math dudes always shine, okay, to help you along. Okay, so the first one we have is 6 plus bracket, parentheses, 9 plus 18 times, parentheses, 8 divided by 4, parentheses, bracket. Whoa, that was a mouthful. But the first thing you need to think of is grouping. So attack what's in the groups first. Okay, I have 9 plus 18, that's 27. I know that this big dot really means multiply, so you rewrite it. Okay, I still have a group, so 8 divided by 4 is 2. I rewrite. Now I have 6 plus 27 times 2. So I multiply 27 times 2. I'll do this to the side. Okay. So 7 times 2 is 14. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is a 54. So my last operation is 6 plus 54, which gives me 60. Great. Let's move on. Okay, so now again, do I have a grouping? I do. I do that first. 9 plus 18, that's 27, and I rewrite it. I know that that means multiply. Okay, so now I have to go through no more groups, so now my next step is multiply or divide. I have to see which one I see first, moving from left to right. So 25 plus 100 minus 27 times 8. This is the one I see first. So 27 times 8. 7 and 8 is 56. 2 and 8 is 16 plus the 5 is a 21. So 216. Now my numbers are looking pretty big, but is that going to scare me away? No, that's just going to make me challenge myself. So again, I see I no longer have a multiply, but I do have a divide. So that's the one I'm working on next. And we've been doing a lot of divide this past week. So we should be feeling really comfortable with it. 4 divided by 216. Ask yourself, 4 times what would give me the closest to 21? And that would be 5, right? Because 4 times 5 is 20. I subtract and get 1, and I drop down my 6. 4 times what would give me the closest to 16? Well, I know that 4 times 4 is 16. So then that equals my answer, right? 54. Come back and I rewrite. I see that I no longer have multiply or divide. Ooh, did you guys hear patches? I'm in my dining room today. 25 plus 100. Okay. And then I'm doing my last one. 125 minus 54. 5 minus 4 is the 1. 12 minus 5 is 7. So my answer is 71. Cool. All right, let's move on to the next one. I think I might zoom in a little bit to that. Right. Okay, here we go. 327 minus parentheses 65 divided by 5 times 12 minus 10 and 1/5. Whoa, this one has fractions too. Okay, so 65 divided by 5. Now we could do this over here, right? Or we could just skip count. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. So 13 times. right? If I did it this way, it would look like this. Okay, so either way kind of works. I rewrite it, my expression. So from left to right, multiply or divide, I have this 13 times 12. Two and 3 is 6. 2 and 1 is 2. Drop my 0. 1 and 3 is 3. 1 and 1 is 1. And I add, so I get 156. All right, so now 327 minus 156, that's the first one I see as I move from left to right. Okay, 7 minus 6 is 1. I have to borrow. 12 minus 5 is 7. 2 minus 1 is 1. So now I have 171 minus 10 and 1/5. Now it gets good. I get to tackle that fraction. Okay, so I'm just going to get a little sheet of paper over here on the side. You can always have some scrap paper too while you're working. And I'm going to set up my problem. So 171 minus the 10 and 1/5. Now I know from the time that we were practicing adding and subtracting fractions that I need to turn this whole number with a fraction too. That way I can subtract. So in order to take 1 away, I'm going to put the equivalent whole number, so that's 5/5. And I'm going to take 1 away from here, and it turns out that this is an easy way to rewrite it. So it would go to 170, because I know that 170 and 5/5 really is 171. So now I can subtract 5 minus 1, the numerators, gives me 4. I keep my same denominator, and 170 minus 10 gives me 160. And that is my answer for the expression, 160 and 4/5. Alrighty, let's move on. Okay, this one has 2 expressions, and because it's sitting on that line, that means divided by, okay? Just like we had practiced this past week, if it's 1/4, 1/4, it really means 1 divided by 4, okay? So just take one step at a time. I'm going to rewrite my first one. 6 times 5 plus 8 divided by 2 plus 2. Left to right, I see this multiplication first. 6 times 5 is 30. I rewrite it. Remember, we're doing our pizza slice, our upside down Christmas tree. Left to right, I'm looking for multiplication or division. There it is. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 30 plus 4 plus 2, and now I just add. 30 plus 4 is 34. 34 plus 2 is 36. So really this is a 36 on this numerator. Okay, let's rewrite this one. 18 minus 24 divided by 4. So I don't have any groups, I don't have any multiply, but I do have a divide. So 24 divided by 4 is 6. Remember, think of the opposite. 4 times what would give you 24? It would be 4 times 6. So 18 minus 6 is 12. So 36 divided by 12. 36 twelfths. Okay, so there's several ways to solve this answer. You could do your factor tree, so you could pull out your whole. So 12 over 12, 12 over 12, 12 over 12, until you get to your answer. Or you could actually divide it. How many times can 12 go into 36? So just to practice, because we haven't done this in a few weeks, pull out your wholes. So that would be 1. So 36 minus 12 is 24. So I still have room to pull out another whole. Okay, so 36 minus 12 is 24, minus 12 is another 12. So really, 36 divided by 12 is 3. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Now let's look at what went wrong down here at the bottom. And I probably need to zoom out for this. Go the other way. Alright, and I need to zoom in a little bit more. See, I'm in a new place. Maybe I should have just stuck with being in my same office. I see a lot of shadows today. So hopefully you guys can see it. Okay, examine the student work below. What mistakes were made? Make the corrections. So to make a cheese dip, one of Benjamin's friends uses 1/4 pound of cheddar cheese. If 6 friends share it evenly, how much cheddar cheese does each person get? So 1/4, and we're dividing it by 6 friends. Okay, so I see that they marked B there. 1/4 divided by 6, so that's right. But let's go ahead and solve it. So my first step when I'm dividing fractions is I put the whole number over 1. My next step is to rewrite and flip the divisor, okay? Because I'm actually going to now multiply, and I multiply across. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 6 is 24. So my answer is 1/24. So each person got 1/24 of the cheese. But see, this kid answered 1/6. So I don't think that they multiplied it across and flipped the divisor. So that is the problem. That was the mistake they made. Alrighty, I'm a little bit over today, so I will see you guys for Tuesday's video. Bye-bye.